welcome back to the Mighty Nerdcast. And before we get into it, man, I just want to talk to you about something, all right? Today's review is on Scarface. And what we do around here, man, is we don't talk crazy, all right? Manolo, shoot that piece of shit. Welcome to the Nerdcast, baby. It's a Scarface review kind of day, and know what we're gonna do? Well, we can't do anything until I bring on the great America's ass. What's up, baby?
What's crack-a-lacking and pro?
I don't know, man.
Man, I cannot wait to get into this review. This movie is so iconic. Do you know, man?
Yo, I can't believe that you guys are actually listening to me at my AirPods and not on my thing, and nobody told me not one time that this was going on, and I'm like,
oh my God, oh hell no, man, what the fuck?
now you were gonna let me introduce both of you without some hand claps. You know what? For that, I want to bring on this weird Easy O type of motherfucker that we got right here. He looks like a motherfucker that I used to know from a show. He was Mexican. He owns a taco truck, I think, too. I'm not sure. But he looks kind of like him. Welcome to the show, everybody. Andy O, let's talk about it.
What's going on?
Welcome back, baby. Anybody watch any interesting movies this week?
Yeah, Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface. A little bit of that little
Fairy dust.
yeah, little pixie dust. Sprinkle a little bit on somebody and just walk away.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a movie you do not want your kids to see. I don't care how old it is. If they're below the teenage level, you do not want them to see this. They will have nightmares about this movie.
Hey, man, sometimes that's the way it's got to go, you know?
That's true.
But, guys, how was your week, man? It's been a week since I've seen you both on camera. And nobody knows that we talk every fucking day backstage. So why don't you just talk to the people? How was your week?
Jim, I'll let you start.
Jimmo, you start.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. Yeah, mine's been rather smooth sailing so far. You know, no big issues, hiccups, problems, concerns. You know, living the dream, staying clean. Not really, but you know.
Not this week, my friend.
No, not this week.
Mine's been slow as hell.
Andy, what'd you do?
I work in a warehouse, so it's been slow. You know, not anything really going out. Haven't got any product in. We're still waiting on our truck, so it's been really boring. I've been just literally staring at my emails, doing nothing all day. Not only that, I want to do shout out to for everybody who's suffering right now out in Canada with the wildfires going on. I speak for me and Tony when I do say that we've been getting the tail end of it because we're just below Canada here, and we've been dealing with a lot of air pollution and hazy skies for the last 2 or 3 days now. And I think Tony got the worst of it today, but you know, other than that, it's been pretty boring, smooth week besides the crappy weather we've been having.
This episode is only possible because of two great friends of mine that I have. I was at work today and I had to leave early. It's literally straight smoke here in Buffalo. And I was downtown Buffalo and it was on the news and it was just absolutely ridiculous. And I told everybody with respiratory issues like asthma to stay home. but I got work to do. I tried. I made it till like 11:30, 11:40. Dude, but thanks to a couple of friends, I started seeing stars on the job. I was climbing, and I'm not gonna kid you. When we're doing inside jobs, we have like a certain we have a certain like a way that we do things, and I'm the guy that climbs up and down the ladders, and I went to go try to do it. Dude, I made it through 2 rooms, and I was seeing like those, you guys ever see those little like spots that come in from every direction around your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Those little like colored spots that looks like you're seeing shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I'm 37 years old. I know better than to continue on doing what I'm doing when those spots are a warning. I sat down. I took some more of my inhaler. Albuterol will make you shaky. Unfortunately, shaky and ceiling lines, when you're cutting in painting a room and you want to see the straightest, crispiest lines like I do, it's not conducive to a good job, man. And unfortunately, there's nothing, I couldn't go outside to get fresh air. And inside, the air is it's just worse, and I just can't. I was just looking for fresh air. Speaking of fresh air, one moment.
I will have to say too, even where we are, me and Tony, if you don't already know, we're from the New York area, so we're East Coast, and even when you go outside, it even has a smell to it. I've had a couple of people tell me the last 2 days it has like a maple smell to it.
It smells like a forest fire.
Mm-hmm.
I even hit up Matt Panetta today to find out if he was all right. And so, he said, yeah, he's doing good. He's not in line of fire, no pun intended. But he also told me to click on my AC and to let that filter draw that smoke out. And I thought about it this morning, but I wasn't sure if it drew air in from the outside and it was gonna like not make a difference, but it did. And then I had my buddy Erwick and his wife Val, to the both of you, I love you to the end of time because I couldn't breathe 2 hours ago. Thank you. And I love you both. If you're watching this, which you might be, I owe you a really good dinner. And next weekend, the weekend after that, whatever you can do, I got you. Poolside with a nice grilled dinner, just chilling out by the pool. I owe you that because I love air and I like breathing. It's very important.
Yeah, thank you for helping my brother from another mother, and he promises you some fried bologna sandwiches.
Oh, dude, I got that all day.
And if you've never had a fried bologna sandwich, you're missing out.
We don't really eat that kind of stuff up here. We're
in Buffalo.
In Buffalo,
fried bologna sandwich, especially with egg. You don't. Yeah, you don't know.
Maybe a slice of tomato.
See, y'all are really on that cheap ass food, right? Y'all ever have a Wish sandwich? Because it sounds like y'all are like the Wish sandwich crowd.
Hey, Wish sandwiches are good, man. Especially when you ain't got nothing.
Guys, what are we doing tonight?
We're doing the review on Scarface, aka Tony Montana.
So the first thing that we must do, according to Stick to Protocol, let's stay with a certain kind of layout. Let's try to we'll stay a little bit on task here. So you know what we got to do right now, right?
Roll the footage.
Roll the footage, baby. Hold on. We gotta do one thing first because I can't have this on. This music just don't vibe. So we're just gonna shut that off. Let's watch this, Manolo.
Me, I want what's coming to me.
Oh, well, what's coming to you, Tony?
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
This is the one I watched.
Say hello to my little friend.
Okay, gentlemen. That was my fault. I wanted the real one. So how about this? No, we're not watching the whole movie. We're going to do... There we go. Let's do this.
So you think you know Wix, but do
No,
you really?
we don't know it. Anybody else
First
know?
up, we've got
Cancel that ad. There we go. Fuck your Wix.
Okay,
Your piece
so
of
what do
shit.
you call yourself? Huh? ¿Cómo se llama?
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
Where'd you learn to speak the English, Tony?
In a school. And my father, he was from the United States. Just like you know. He was a Yankee. He used to take me a lot to the movies, you know. I learned. I watched the guys like Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney. They teach me to talk. I love those guys. I always know one day I'm coming here, United States.
1980, Miami. They called it Little Havana, where the American dream had a price tag, and only one man in a million was hungry enough to pay.
This country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Scarface. For one brief moment, the world was his.
My chick is with. She like me.
You must be kidding.
What you talking about? That's a Cadillac.
That's a Cadillac.
You know,
The eyes.
That's some serious color. That's a
Never
serious
mind.
classic
man,
right
that's
there.
the boss's lady, okay? I am the boss.
That guy's soft.
I like you, Tony. There is no lying in you.
Here's to the land of opportunity.
Do business together a long time.
I know the street. And I'm making all the right connections.
Remember I told you when you started, the guys who last in this business are the guys who fly straight.
With the right woman, there's no stopping me. I could go right to the top.
The word on the street, Tony, is you're not a small-time punk anymore. Supreme Court says that your privacy can be invaded.
You sweep the house this month?
You're spending a lot of money on this counter surveillance.
We're doing 10 million, 15 million a month. Come on. Now, that's serious money, you know? Your bank boys gotta come down a bit.
Who else can you trust? That's why you pay us what you do. You trust us. You're in good hands with us.
Al Pacino is Scarface. He loved the American dream with a vengeance.
What happened?
Al Pacino, Scarface.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the Mendoza internet issues. But listen, here you piece of shit. You're gonna give me a movie review on a Scarface, all right? Don't you talk crazy. You just get on there. So, guys. Excuse me. Andy?
Yes.
What did you think about this thing, man? What did you think about this movie, man?
I mean, it wasn't bad if you're into the gangster type stuff. It's definitely right up there with a few of the other good titles, like, Goodfellas and along that lineage. To me, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's a little bit before my time, especially because it came out. It's older. The movie's older than I am, anyways. But it's not bad. It teaches you about basically how he started from nothing in Cuba. Wanted to get a green card to get to America. And in order to do that, he had to basically whack off somebody like...
Hey, whoa.
Wrong platform.
All right, guys, calm down. Are we sure we're going to let him go first every time? He's over here whacking off guys and shit.
Oh,
well,
God.
he basically had to...
eliminate.
Off a guy.
Off a guy, yeah, whatever.
Not whack off a guy.
Basically had to take him out. I think the gentleman or the guy they were after, I don't know if he did something in jail or did something to get into jail. I don't know if they included like underage children or something like that, but he was very hated in Cuba. So in order for them to get green cards, they had
Is that what you think that Tony Montana did, was touch little children? Is that what you got from this movie?
No. I'm talking about the guy that they had to assassinate in order to get their green cards to get over to America. That was the deal. They had to take him out, and then they were guaranteed 2 green cards to go to America. And basically, he started from nothing, started as basically a lackey, doing the deals and for these guys that were within the drug, ring. And I think basically he started to catch on, learn the ropes, and ended up pretty much not liking how the other guys were doing business and thought that he could do it better. So he basically went above their heads and started doing it his own way, and basically getting big enough to the point where he was working for people, doing such a great job that he was able to just overstep their boundaries and do it himself, and basically work the lower guys out that helped bring him up to what he was. And in the process, it cost him a few close people. I know the one friend was taken out at the very beginning because a transaction of, I believe, cocaine and money went south, and his friend ended up being murdered in the hotel room. And then it just went back and forth. He tried to go back to his mother, but I can't remember if his mother lived in the U.S. or if she was in Cuba. But he tried to go back to her
US.
and told her that he was doing good now. He's here. He made a name for himself, and she realized that his money was dirty money. Didn't want no part of it. His sister was all for it, but he was also trying to be a father figure for the sister because they lost her father at a young age, I believe. And basically just trying to make him out have a name for himself, but his family didn't like the way it was going, the way he was earning that fame. So, like I said, it wasn't too bad. Definitely teaches you, like, basically he got so big that his ego went above himself. And one key thing, I can't remember exactly how the woman said it, but when they met their first gentleman that he started working side by side for, that was a regular at the club they were going to, the blonde-haired woman that was with him told him in the beginning, don't take more drugs in than you put out, or something like that. And towards the end,
don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah, and he basically did the complete opposite. Towards the end of the movie, he was literally taking in half of what he was selling.
I'm sure that was not half.
Or more. I don't know. I mean, come on. You had a cigar box sitting on your desk with lines ready to go. Like, you know. But I give it about, just because it's an older movie, I know it's been around a lot longer. Definitely 4.5 stars for me. Definitely, because like I said, it's not something I grew up with, so I hadn't really watched it till now. I mean, it's some bits and pieces.
You haven't watched it until now?
I've seen bits and pieces. I've never had anybody I've watched movies with to really sit through and watch the entire thing. So
that's crazy.
You got to remember, it came out in '83, and I wasn't even born yet. So.
All right, we got a 4.5 star out of Andy. For show, he was like, "Oh, it's kind of okay. It's a guy, you know, for the genre."
I like the mafia stuff, but I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Like,
I can tell by your head, you're not about
more
the
like the Goodfellas type of mafia, because there's a lot more, you know, funnier scenes in it. Where this is more like it's all about business. You know.
You got them right, homie.
Other than how
Chico,
they talk,
listen.
man.
Jim.
Yes.
Your turn.
Oh, goody. Let me expand on this, okay?
The floor is yours, brother.
This movie was directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone. Two minds that you bring together in a marriage of a perfectly good movie. This movie is the uprise of Tony Montana from a political refugee from Cuba. Had to throw that in there.
Yeah, don't talk crazy.
And you see him basically his rise to power. You know, he starts out doing occasional small jobs and then builds himself up slowly over time. You also get a very young Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie. I believe she was about 19 or 21 when she did this movie. And look at her now, Ant-Man and the Wasp. You know, she's been around for a while.
Way too skinny in that movie.
She had a cute little figure, but that's a different story for a different time.
Okay, call it what you want.
This movie, basically, there's some key points in this movie that really stuck out to me. Okay, yes, Tony Montana was bad, but something a lot of y'all did not notice when they went to New York to assassinate that guy. He got furious when he saw the kids and the wife, and he said, "No wife, no kids." That to me shows a human side of Tony Montana. He's not just a stone-blooded killer. He has morals. Loose morals, but morals nonetheless.
No women and no kids.
Exactly. And he and basically you can tell when he's getting mad because that music will hit. That specific music, especially when he sees his sister in the club with the guy, and basically
can I just take 1 second to just ask you all, was that relationship not just a little weird?
A little bit inbred. It's a little bit weird.
That was a little weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I love this movie, but it's a little weird.
I mean, I can see it coming from like a big brother perspective. Like, you know, I've seen a lot of people like that. They have a younger sister. They want to make sure that, you know, the well-being is good. But it did get kind of weird.
Yeah, at the end, who's your Tony? I all right, go on, continue. I just wanted to point that out. Go on.
Yeah, I was sitting there wondering about this, and I was listening to the dialogue bit by bit, watching this relationship between him and his sister, and it started out as like a kid sister that you want to take care of because the father's not there. Now, that may well be implied in the movie later on, but when he did what he did to
Manolo?
when he did that, that just kind of took it over the edge for me. And apparently for her,
that's your best friend, bro. He went too far, dude.
Exactly.
I agree. He went too far, bro.
And the fact that his downfall to me was when he basically didn't allow that assassination to happen at the United Nations with the car exploding.
We all have our lines and limits.
But
no matter how bad guy we are, we have limits.
This movie directly inspired one of Tony's favorite wrestlers, Razor Ramon.
What? Who? Razor who?
Razor Ramon. Or wait a minute.
No, wait a second now.
It's the Razor Stallone.
It's Razor. I told y'all every single episode y'all see me on, you're gonna see Razor Stallone. Sorry, you knew that was showing up on this episode.
Oh, you knew it was happening.
You knew that shit was coming out. Come on, on Scarface. Come on, man. You know my boy had to show up. He's coming back next time. He's like, hey, come back for the next episode and like, share, and subscribe.
But the fact of the matter is, this movie, had a couple of iconic phrases. Say hello to my little friend. You know the other one. I'm not going to say it on here. But we said it earlier backstage.
Chuchi get the ale?
Do what? No.
Chuchi get the ale? Manolo shoot that piece of shit?
No. All I've got in this world is my balls and my brain. And my word.
I don't bust either one of them for no one, so make a move.
But yeah, there were certain... I would not recommend this movie for children. God knows I would not recommend this movie for kids under 13. I would not. You can explain things to a 13-year-old. You can't to an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, or 6-year-old. No, I would not recommend this movie. This movie stands the test of time. I would put it up there with The Godfather, or not Godfather 3, but The Godfather, the original, the classic, The Godfather.
That's because they didn't make a Scarface 2 or 3.
I could just imagine trying to explain this movie to a 10-year-old kid, like Jim's saying. It would be so hard. Them looking at the screen. What is all that white powdered sugar on the table?
It's just, that's what it is. They're just making donuts.
They're diabetic, and they run very low sugar.
It's gluten free.
It's gluten free.
It's gluten free.
Yeah, the drug references in this movie and the fact that this movie is very violent, I would not recommend it for any kids under the teenage age. But I give this one, The Great American Ass gives this one a solid 5 stars across the board.
Correct me if I'm wrong, too. I think after everybody watches this movie, I guarantee you 80% of the people, especially people that are into shooting sports, definitely wanted an M16 after this movie.
With a rocket launcher.
With a rocket launcher. A noob tube.
Okay. Guys, can I have the floor?
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I recommend this to everyone. All ages, all shapes and sizes, everyone. We're going to explain this to children right now. Because if kids are actually watching this, we're going to have to break this down real good.
Don't do drugs.
So listen to me, man. Listen to me, okay? This guy came from overseas in Cuba. Rough life. It was they explain it all in the beginning of the movie. When they sent all those people over to America, and what was it, the early 80s, when Castro released all the prisoners and threw them over here too, and it was a big deal.
Castro opened up the immigration lines. I
was
remember
some kind
it
of
very vividly.
It was some kind of deal that that both governments made, and Castro is just one sly motherfucker. I'm very sorry. I did say the Samuel L. Jackson on Nerdcast, and I promised Jim I would try to calm down my cousin. But Manolo, I think, was a catalyst for this whole movie. Because he was the best friend. Now, I'm going to explain why. So he comes over from Cuba. Sorry. I can't get to it quick enough to mute it. Guys, I'm sorry. It's smoky up here. If I cough, my bad. So he came over from Cuba with his best friend. Actually, two of his best friends. In the early part of the movie, like Andy said, one of the friends were dispatched an early deal where he was trying to move his crew into a position of power. After that, after he watched his friend die, I think that was a thing. In that movie, I've watched it many times. I got the tattoo, y'all know. Tony Myers, Tony Montana. Guys, I don't think there was anything else that sparked this whole thing except for the death of his friend. Then, like, it's like me watching one of y'all die like that. I'm taking over now. He wasn't taking nothing from nobody. Then he meets one guy, meets him, sees he's too friendly. And he calls him soft. And then he takes his girl and he takes his business. And not knowing that the soft ass dude is messing with an agent. But the agent, well, watch the movie. But after that, he moves on. He gains a huge relationship with one of the great, kind of a what is that big cocaine dealer? Everybody knows his name.
Frank, aka Robert Loggia.
No.
The actor that played Frank.
No, the real one in real life. I'm talking about what they're trying to portray. He was in Blow. All right, never mind. No, Al Capone wasn't a Colombian drug dealer.
Whatever. Oh.
Al Capone was in Chicago. But anyway, he deals with one of the biggest drug dealers that has ever seen the face of the earth. And we all know his name in real life. I'm going to miss it, and we have no comments, so I have nobody to help me out. But then he develops a relationship with him. And now he's smelling himself. I'm in control of everything. Now, in his personal life, he's got his sister that was already been explained. He went there, he tried to give them money. Mama knows it's blood money. She's not having it. Well, the little sister loves her big brother because we're siblings. And when it comes down to siblings, like, yo, this is all we got. Like, Italians and a lot of people are very alike. Like, when we know our family is all we got. But when your best friend tries to go after your girl, sometimes you got to reevaluate the situation. He did not. Sees him coming on to his sister, and this is where things start coming down to the downfall. I skipped over a whole lot of parts here because they've already been covered on the show. Brother was best friend, and his sister are, you know, people, things, chemistry, whatnot, whatever. Either way, it's two people that you absolutely love. So he shot him. Killed his best friend. Right in front of his sister. Now, his sister lost her shit because she really cared about this dude. And she's seeing what her brother's going to become and what he's becoming. Next thing you know, he got on the phone all hot. He's the man, right? He's the man. Probably not the best person to get an attitude with. Anyway, he EMF'd him, hung up the phone. Next thing you know, there's 30-something dudes at his house with big-ass guns. But as any respectable Tony would do, he stood his fucking ground. You know what he did? He blew up his own house with rocket launchers and shit. Who does that? But at the end of the movie, the point to the movie is crime doesn't pay. And in that respect, I'm going to go over both of these boys' heads and say it's a family movie.
I think the drug dealer you're referring to is Pablo Escobar.
Yes, thank you, Jim. That's who he was dealing with, portrayed through the movie and the art of cinematics. I think I would sit down my 3 and 4-year-old and be like, listen, life is ugly. After this, we'll watch Harry Potter. But first, you must watch the ugly side of life. And if you don't go to school and finish your shit and do your homework, this is what you wind up to be. Everybody stay in school. Do your homework.
Make sure you get your grade 12.
Damn right. You better be an A+ student after this show.
I think my favorite line.
You already know what I give.
I think my favorite line in that movie.
High fives.
Would be towards the end, and I think it describes the Nerdcast best. But in the words of Tony Montana, if you fuck with me, you fuck with the best.
I couldn't have said it better. He's a full-blooded.
You see this? You see this, man?
See this, man?
We don't play around, man. We come here to do a podcast. Man.
He's a full-blooded card-carrying member of the Nerdcast, man.
Listen, and they don't fuck around. I'll be in there like, I'm not gonna shoot you. Andy-O, shoot this piece of shit, man. Dude, it was a Scarface review. What did you think was gonna happen? Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I have one review because I'm fast forwarding this whole thing. Because I want to breathe and I just want to relax. I finally can breathe. So, I have one request because it's on Disney Plus and it just came on there. Avatar: Way of Water.
The new live action?
Was it ever a cartoon?
Well, there's Avatar Airbender. That was a cartoon. You're talking about the Avatar, like the blue Avatar.
Avatar: The Way of Water is a sequel, long-awaited sequel from Ron.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
James Cameron.
James Cameron. Thank you.
Yeah, blue. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're big, tall Smurfs.
Yeah, the big tall things with the long hair.
There was a live action called Avatar Airbender.
What I'm trying to be minus 3 feet. And I'm not blue. You want to watch a good Smurf movie? You want to watch
and you're not
Avatar:
that tall.
Way of Water? I just said he was missing by 3 feet. You just had to say it, didn't you?
Yeah, you opened yourself
Mendoza,
for that.
bro.
You had to open yourself up for that one.
Hey, you were supposed to be the nice guy. You know what? I'm starting to believe that I'm rubbing off on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know it, but he's sitting on a 3-inch cushion.
And his feet are dangling off the chair.
But I don't blame him because it's a comfy chair.
Mendoza Craft Fluffy.
Yeah.
Guys, do you have any other suggestions?
I'm good with Avatar: Way of the Water. I am. I've seen the first movie. I've enjoyed it. But there is a
Challenge coming up. A big challenge for a movie review. And this is going to be a series of movie reviews. Let's do it, gentlemen. Let's do the Star Wars movies. We've got to, man. We have got to do the Star Wars movies. Not now, but as a series of movies, brother. We have to do it.
I don't even like Star Wars.
Yeah, I can tell by by your background.
I can tell you can recite it without even looking at anything.
I'm a Star Trek guy. If you haven't noticed, okay.
Yeah, I like.
But yeah,
Spock
absolutely, bro. I'm with it, dude. 100%.
That's a challenge
for this nerd crew, man. This is,
we got it. We'll mix them in.
It'll be
part 1, and then we'll just mix it in part 2. Actually, we're gonna start. We're gonna do it just like everybody else should do. We're gonna start in part 4.
A true Star Wars fan, if
Andy,
I've ever heard one.
Don't you even wipe that face off your face right now. We all had to learn it episode 4.
Way to undercut the new guy.
Dude, I'm sorry. I didn't do it. George Lucas did it. Don't ask me. I'm not the one that fucking mixed up the whole thing and chopped it up and screwed it backwards. That was the original chopped and screwed with Star Wars. How do you start at number 4?
I'm talking about as far as doing Star Wars movie review. Out of the 3 of us, you 2 are the ones that know more about it than I do because I don't follow it.
Exactly. So trust us. Trust in the Force.
Yeah. Do I remember it?
Start at episode 4. Got any reasonable story? You start at chapter 4.
Hold on. I think
even though I believe that between me and Tony, we could.
There you go. You got him. See, he's all set. Yo, he's got that nice ass set too. Yo, Andy, what you got there, buddy? Is that the VHS?
No, it's DVD. I actually this.
Oh, you got the special edition.
My brother had this and actually on VHS, and if I do remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 or 4 tapes. There might have been 4 because there was 4.
There was 4 tapes when there was tapes.
In a gold cardboard box, like yay long.
I couldn't tell. It's camera and everything. So those are the DVDs of the. Are those are the special edition? Yeah, it says special edition on them.
Yep, there's actually 4 in here.
I got the same set.
Bonus, yeah. One's got bonus material.
Yep, one's all the bonus because it's all if you got the Blu-ray ones and. They all come with them on individual sets.
Yeah, I've got the Skywalker. I got the Blu-rays, and I've got the first set of the Blu-rays 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. I've got on another set of Blu-rays.
That's what I got. Actually, I have 4, 5, and 6. Yep, those are the same ones that I got. Same exact ones, bro.
These are the newer ones. I've seen some of them all the way through. I don't know if I've seen them all. If I have, I don't remember.
They have them all
in the wrong order. Just correct me.
They have them all on Disney Plus. All of them. 1 through 9. Plus
included
Rogue One and Solo.
Which
Solo
is a good movie.
As Jim would say, I probably have one of the last.
Andy's got a VHS
collection of Blockbuster.
Andy said these are the tapes. Most people don't even know what for the younger crowd watching, they call them tapes because it was actually on tape. It was tape. It looked like a tape.
Yeah.
And show them, Andy. Show them what we're dealing with here. Show them a tape.
There's one of Tony's favorites.
Take it out though. I want you to show them what a tape looks like.
Well, in my day,
in your day.
Actually, I didn't have these growing up because I'm a little younger, but this is what would have been a Betamax.
That's not even a real tape, bro.
It's literally
Usually I have
one-sided.
both windows open.
One
You
reel.
can see.
Yep.
And then sometimes you'd pull it out, and the tape would be stuck still in there, and you had to like get in there with your fingers inside. You had to open up the little door and get the little piece of tape out and get it off of whatever it was on, and then bring it back, and then you had to get your finger and you had to roll it up back again, one turn at a time till you get it all back in, and then hope to God your tape still worked.
And then I actually have. This is what I grew up with.
Now that's a tape. What's that? The Little Mermaid?
Nope. 101 Dalmatians.
Even better.
The movie.
Dude, if you didn't watch that tape, you haven't lived. And I mean, watch the tape.
Some people don't remember this, but Tony, being that Tony is a Stallone fan here with Riz or Stallone, and you can't really see it, but up in the back left corner here, I forgot exactly what they call it. It was basically looks like a giant floppy disk. It was a predecessor to the laser disc, and basically you shoved it into the player. It took the disc out of the floppy cartridge,
and you pulled the cartridge
back out. And then when you're ready to put it away, you put the cartridge back in. It would slide the disc back into the case, and you pulled the whole cartridge back out. I forgot exactly what they call it. It's like a...
God forbid that machine broke in the middle of this process, because it was all gone.
I think it was called like a laser disc C something.
I'm pretty sure that was laser disc. I'm pretty sure that was laser dick.
Clip that.
No, laser disc was like basically the
edit
size
that
of
out.
a record. The laser disc was like a legit CD that looked like the size of a record, and this one was predecessor to it because the way that they designed it, they didn't want people touching the media, because when you get fingerprints and look and whatever, causes the playback to be bad. Although
like
that setup was poor quality to begin with, but
I used to hate when people used to touch my my Blu-ray or my DVDs and anything like that. I hate it. Right up. Guys,
there's room for it. It's written up there, but that's it's Rambo actually. I have up there on that particular one. That's in the floppy disk looking case, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
Are we all in agreement? The Way of the Water? The Way of Water? The next Avatar on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I promise we'll get it straight for next episode, people.
But there are some challenging ones coming. Some challenging movies.
And Ahsoka has been announced for August. So, ladies and gentlemen, please look forward to our movie review, or our show reviews on Ahsoka, because you know we can't. It's Nerdcast. How are we gonna not do that? Gotta do it.
What is it?
Ahsoka series, bro.
About what?
If you ain't with this, it might just mean a Jim. You need to get on that Disney Plus, bro. Just get in there and stay in there, bro. You
what is this series about?
This is the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. If you've ever watched the Clone Wars cartoon that Star Wars produced,
Heard of it? I haven't seen it.
She was one of the main stars. She used to call Anakin Sky Guy. And she was basically a Padawan. This is her grown up. This is her bringing her into the Star Wars continuity, and making her a part of the canon continuity of Star Wars.
I'm all for you guys being Star Wars lovers, but when it comes to cartoons, I only watch cool cartoons.
All right, real quick, and then we're getting off of here. I gotta show this because it just popped up. I haven't seen it yet.
What the hell is that? Did they re-release? Well, obviously, I'm guessing they put out a new belt for UK, but we would never know that because it's never on, unless you watch it on the.
They discontinued NXT UK.
Like the whole thing, like they did away with all of you. NXT
They're wanting to rebrand it NXT Europe.
I mean, it might get some more views in America if they actually put it on so people could watch it like regular NXT, not just watch the new shows.
I'm realizing that I'm getting more gray hairs. I'm seeing by the light.
That's fine. You know, gray's beautiful. Ask any bald guy.
I call it salt and pepper, baby. I mean, Mendoza already has it going on. I can see Jim over here with his beard all fluffy with some gray hairs. Only one that's lacking is you.
Well,
Me?
just remember.
You know what the problem is? You don't have any kids, Andy.
No, I'm not that old yet. I feel old. I'm just not that.
Just remember, Tony. You know. Because
Maybe she's born with it.
Tony, you don't have any kids. What are you talking about?
No, I don't.
Nope, don't count.
But
when I go to work, I have many children.
Yeah.
They're all like my children, except for I can fire them.
Well, that and he does have a fluffy dog named
Ahsoka.
Yeah, but most of the time my girls take care of that. She's that dog runs across. I love that dog.
Fluffy dog.
She is so fluffy. Guys, good episode. We're out. So
We're out,
next week we'll see you back here for a review of Avatar: The Way of Water. Then,
The notification
thank you for joining us. We love y'all. Andy O loves you too. He just doesn't know how to say it.